Concordia University needs money. Today it officially launched its first multi-million-dollar fundraising campaign. Herb Luft has more.
Concordia is seeking $25 million over the next 5 years. It will be used to double the size of the Vanier Library at Loyola campus and for expansion or construction of laboratories, a teaching theater, concert hall, special equipment, and scholarships. But the bulk of campaign funds will go towards construction of that long-awaited 9-story downtown library center to be located across from the Hall building on de Maisonneuve. Libraries and study areas are now crammed in several costly rented buildings that would no longer be needed. The new library would also contain classrooms and offices. In addition to Concordia's share, $16 million, Quebec would have to kick in $25 million. For years, Concordia has been in a perilous financial situation because it is 25% to 30% underfunded by the government compared with most other Quebec universities. An improved grant formula has been promised, but Rector O'Brien thinks a decision on that will be put on a much longer hold than that of the library, which Concordia hopes to start building next year. Herb Luft, Pulse News.
Concordia desperately needs proper library facilities. There's just no question about it. Those of us who had an opportunity to tour the library facilities find them appalling. The staff of the library have done, and the faculty and the students have done just a wonderful job of coping with very adverse conditions. So a lot of this money is going to go to fixing that library facility. The new building will also house, as I said before, the Faculty of Commerce, the Registrar's Office, a computer center, a bookstore, and there'll be also cultural activities in this building going on. There'll be art galleries, a theater for film showings, of which Concordia is well known. And that will enable Concordia to release a lot of rented space, and John O'Brien will be talking about that a little later on. It's an extremely attractive building that's been designed. The architects of the Library Center are Sankey, Whirlman, Guy Blouin, and Blouin Associates. They are to be congratulated on winning an award for excellence from the trade publication, The Canadian Architect, for the design of the building. I'm extremely optimistic about the campaign. We've got a group of very enthusiastic volunteers, many of whom are here tonight. We've got an enthusiastic group on the General Committee. We've got an enthusiastic full-time staff. And I just ask that we just all work together. We got a great cause in Concordia University, a statement of needs that can be justified anywhere, a groundswell of support in this community, and the City of Montreal has been associated with Concordia. Concordia and the City of Montreal have very close ties. This university has done a job in the community, and now it's asking the community its support, and I commend it to you. Thank you very much. I just have one other duty to perform. And although it's our official launch day, March the 1st, 1983, we have been at work doing some advanced canvassing, and we have had some pledges made to us, particularly out of the major corporation area. And I would like to ask, we have a check representing the amount pledged so far, and I would like to ask John de Granpré and Earle McLaughlin if they would unveil the check to give you an idea of what has been pledged so far and the start that we have in the campaign. For those of you who can't see the check, it's for $4.8 million, which is the amount pledged so far. So we have a good leg up, and the campaign is starting today. We got 5 years to run, and if we can't make $25 million, there's something wrong with it.
L'Université Concordia, née de la fusion en 1974 du Collège Loyola et de Sir George William, vient de lancer une campagne quinquennale de financement. L'objectif, 25 millions de dollars. Laurent Giroir nous dit à quoi servira l'argent.
L'université se propose d'abord de rationaliser ses ressources documentaires et administratives dispersées dans 31 immeubles. Elle construira, boulevard de Maisonneuve, entre Bishop et Mackay, un pavillon de 9 étages au coût de 18,2 millions. Les travaux pourraient débuter l'an prochain. On veut aussi agrandir la bibliothèque Vanier du campus Loyola. D'autres améliorations visent les laboratoires de recherche et l'ajout d'appareils scientifiques hautement perfectionnés. La faculté de génie et d'informatique bénéficiera d'une somme de 2 millions pour moderniser ses installations. Ici, par exemple, on met au point un simulateur de vol pour bimoteur. D'autres sommes seront destinées à l'atelier de théâtre, à la musique et à la mise en place d'un studio pour les cours de journalisme électronique au sein du département des communications.
Autre objectif de la campagne, une somme d'1,5 million de dollars sera consacrée à des bourses d'études et de perfectionnement et à l'expansion du centre de gestion et à des collèges qui sont rattachés à la Faculté des arts et des sciences. Laurent Giroir, à l'Université Concordia.
Mesdames et messieurs, je suis heureux de me retrouver parmi la collectivité de l'Université Concordia en cette occasion très importante. En tant que Montréalais et membre du milieu des affaires, j'ai suivi avec beaucoup d'admiration l'évolution de l'université au cours des ans. À mon sens, cette institution répond véritablement aux besoins du milieu de façon efficace et sans faire de bruit. Qu'il suffise de mentionner l'enseignement dispensé à quelques 24 000 étudiants et l'importance grandissante accordée aux activités de recherche. Travaillant dans une industrie préoccupée par les facteurs d'ordre humain et technologique, je suis, je crois, bien placé pour apprécier la contribution immense de l'université à la vie de la communauté montréalaise. Je suis également impressionné par une autre contribution de l'université qui a favorisé le dynamisme du monde des affaires à Montréal. Il s'agit, et je voudrais le souligner, de l'accueil qu'elle a toujours réservé aux étudiants à temps partiel et également de son vaste choix de cours du soir. Cela est important parce qu'ainsi, les gens qui ne sont pas libres le jour peuvent quand même parfaire leur formation à des fins personnelles ou professionnelles. Et ces étudiants à temps partiel ont accès à une bonne bibliothèque qui sera évidemment meilleure après la campagne, où ils peuvent trouver la documentation nécessaire et également un endroit propice pour l'étude. Et si vous me le permettez, j'aimerais faire une dernière observation. L'Université Concordia joue un rôle important dans le réseau universitaire du Québec, comme le reconnaissent et la population et le gouvernement. Elle offre un enseignement de qualité, adapté aux besoins de Montréal et du Québec, et qui s'adresse aux étudiants de tous les milieux. Son action, son influence, ses idées n'ont rien d'étroit, n'ont rien de limité, n'ont rien de provincial. Et c'est une des principales raisons pour lesquelles Concordia et sa campagne ont mon appui. Merci.
Concordia University is beginning the first fund drive in its history. Actually, the campaign began in December, and just under $5 million has been raised already. But as Ray Fichot reports, that's only 20% of what Concordia hopes to raise.
Concordia is launching a 5-year campaign to raise $25 million. The money will be used to build a 9-story library center across the street from the Henry Hall building. The extra space will also house administrative offices and classrooms. Construction of the new library center will begin as soon as Concordia gets government approval, probably before the end of the year. Ray Fichot, CBC News, Montreal.
But fundamentally, of course, the core of the campaign is for the university's share in the 2 library projects, 1 in each campus, and for the project to regroup in a single building under the same roof as the library on the Sir George Williams campus, many of the facilities that are scattered over a dozen city blocks in rented space. That major project for the libraries and the regrouping of facilities is one which we have proposed to the Department of Education as a joint program. In the campaign, we propose to raise some $16 million of the 25, which is devoted to that, but the total project is of the order of $40 million. So we're asking for something like $25 million from the Department of Education. The main argument in favor of that in these difficult financial times is the fact that the government of Quebec, and therefore the taxpayer of Quebec, will rather quickly save money by engaging in this project, because at the rate that rentals are going up in the central area of Montreal, it's going to cost a great deal more to continue renting the space that we now rent. We pay about $5 million a year in rented space in this university, and downtown, 3 of the 4 library locations that we have are in rented space. So on strictly financial grounds, we feel that we have a good deal here which ought to be supported. And in fact, this argument does seem to be cutting a good deal of ice in Quebec, which does seem to be very interested in where they can save money these days.
We who are associated with Concordia can be proud of its national reputation for innovation in education, developments like the system of colleges, each based on a particular educational purpose or philosophy, for outstanding research in such fields as mechanical engineering, psychology, educational technology, to name just a few centers of excellence, for a unique faculty of fine arts and the creativity that goes with it, for advanced and practical schools of communication and journalism. Now, as the chairman of the Board of Governors, as he says, said, Concordia is not quite 10 years old. Together with Loyola and Sir George Williams and Concordia since 1974, we have some 45,000 alumni. And I'm sure most of them know the need for this campaign, particularly for the extension and renovation and new libraries. I was convinced of this the other day when I was with a group touring the libraries, and an event took place at the Loyola Library, which I'm told was not laid on because the Chancellor was in the group, but the group got stuck in an elevator for 10 minutes. And that convinced me, if I needed convincing, which I didn't, that we have to raise this $25 million, in the process of which we get a new elevator. I know I don't have to appeal to you people for support. Your presence here tells me that it's already confirmed. But I would ask you to pass on 2 complementary reasons for supporting this campaign. There is the service to our own community here in Montreal, and there is the service of our Canadian concept and purpose. Now, with the beginning of this check for $4,800,000, which is an excellent beginning on the kickoff day, I'm satisfied that with your help, we're going to raise that $25 million, and I'll be the first to be around to thank you when we hit $25 million.